In the headlines, 43 kidnapped Zamfara worshippers regain freedom as NSCDC arrests suspected terrorists. Baby, 4 women die in canoe accident in Jigawa. ADC crisis takes another dimension. National Vice Chair, 17 state chairman suspended. And on the foreign scene, Albania cuts diplomatic ties with Iran over cyber attack. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. And now the news in detail. We begin with security, where the abducted Muslim worshippers at Zugu community in Bukuyum local government area of Zamfara state have been released after payment of 5 million naira ransom and several jerrycans of petrol to their abductors. Sources from the troubled Zugu community in Bukuyum, where the incident occurred last Friday, said the victims were freed Tuesday night at about 10:30 p.m. by their abductors. They said 44 persons were abducted, but 1 person died in the terrorist enclave as a result of the aftershock. The locals assisted to carry their kidnapped relatives on motorcycles from the bush where the terrorists freed them to the main road where vehicles conveyed them home. Bokura, Bukuyum and Gumi local government areas of Zamfara state have become a hotbed of terrorist attacks, killings and abductions of innocent citizens in recent times. This is as the state government has said that it had dialogued with the 9 bandits camp in Magami, Dansadau, Emirate in Gusau and Maru local government areas of the state. The Zamfara State Commander of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested a suspected terrorist who is said to have been involved in banditry and kidnapping of 7 persons at Jaja village in Tambua local government area of Sokoto State. The NSCDC said the arrest of the suspected terrorist at Gumi General Hospital follows a security alert by people in the area. Public Relations Officer of the NSCDC in the state, Iko Che, who paraded the suspect on behalf of the state commandant, Akushi Spax, said the suspected terrorist was earlier arrested by troops of the Nigerian army during an operation in Tambua local government area of Sokoto State. The suspect, Umar Malami, who denied involvement in any banditry activities in Sokoto and Zamfara State, said he went to the hospital to receive medical care when people thought he was a terrorist and informed security operatives to arrest him. At least 1 person has been killed and 3 others abducted when terrorists attacked Batsari town, headquarters of Batsari local government area of Katsina State. Eyewitnesses told Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi that the terrorists who arrived at the town on 10 motorcycles began shooting in the air and headed straight to their victims' residence. The report.
The terrorists are frequenting Batsari. They have been killing, abducting, raping. Thousands of people have been displaced. Many of us are without food, shelter, and our children out of school. What do you think will be the future of this generation? His is not the only sad story. In Batsari local government, the terrorists shot 3 women who are currently receiving medical attention at the Federal Teaching Hospital in Katsina and rustled over 300 domestic animals. Our relatives have been shot in a raid by terrorists at Batsari. Things are tough and worse by the day. If this situation continues, I can't predict what will happen. In a related development, 3 people were recently abducted at Yankatako quarters in Katsina Metropolis. The terrorists separately abducted 2 children of the registrar Isa Keita College of Education, Duzima, and the housewife. In what looks like deliberate attempts to frustrate and disrupt educational activities, the terrorists attacked the college again on Monday night. The terrorists abducted 3 persons after forcing residents of the college indoors with sounds of heavy gunshots.
The thing is happening, we are not happy. Because of the thing is happening for Dusama local government and Katsina state is disturb us. Because of even yesterday in the night, bandit their attacks, we suspect 3 female in Isa Kaita College of Education. So the thing is happening, we are not happy.
It has been a recurring trend and citizens of Katsina are tired. It seems the security situation has fast deteriorated in recent days in spite of frustrated efforts to secure the state. Residents are demanding nothing short of security of lives and property from the state actors as enshrined in the Nigeria's constitution. Abdullahi Ismail, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Still on security, some Boko Haram fighters who are escaping the military bombardment in Borno State have been attacked by the Islamic State of West Africa Province rifles. The military has increased its raid against insurgents on the fringes of the Lake Chad. Daily Trust had earlier reported how over 200 Boko Haram fighters and their commanders were killed in a military onslaught and how Flood sacked some insurgents, forcing them to relocate to the east of Kondoga local government area of Borno State. Some of the SKPs had sought refuge in Saina village, Bama local government area of the state, but they were attacked according to sources. The source told Daily Trust that on sighting the Boko Haram terrorists led by 2 commanders, ISWAP fighters started shooting at them. In recent weeks, the troops of 199 Special Forces Battalion, 222 Battalion, Civilian Joint Task Force in close coordination with the Air Task Force Operation Hatankai have killed at least 250 insurgents. Osun State Police Command has arrested 2 internet fraudsters, popularly known as Yahoo Boys, for allegedly killing their colleague over money. The Police Public Relations Officer Osun State Command, Yemise Okpalola, said the suspects confessed that they lured their victim to the bush and cut off his head with a cutlass. Hamid Oyegbade reports that according to the suspects, the victim, who is also their colleague, informed them about the large sum of money he had made from the internet scam, which made them jealous. They said they tactically lured him to a secluded area in the bush and killed him to take possession of the money. The report.
So we not direct Wasiu to the place, to a land and a bush that. So AY explained to Yahoo and to Wasiu that this is a land. If you do not like this land, we can take you to another land. So Wasiu now said, okay, let me check, let me pick the sand and go and pray. Maybe I can buy it or not. So later, I just strang Wasiu at the neck. So after strang hold him on his neck, they now use the cutlass to cut his head. So,
and the police team that were assigned for the assignment swiftly went into action, and they were able to to arrest these 2 boys that were known to be internet fraudsters, popularly called Yahoo Boys. And they told us how they killed their friends, how they lured him into the bush, and he was killed. The fact of the case is that
the spokesperson for Kaduna-based cleric Ahmed Gumi Tukurmamu has been arrested in Egypt and flown back to Nigeria. He was arrested and detained by Interpol at the Cairo International Airport while awaiting a connecting flight to Saudi Arabia. Mamu, who is the publisher of Desert Herald newspaper in Kaduna, negotiated the release of some of the victims of the March 2022 Kaduna train attack. The The publisher, however, announced his withdrawal as the lead negotiator in securing the release of the hostages of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack after he alleged a threat to his life by the Nigerian government. He has been flown back to Nigeria by Interpol and is expected to arrive at Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano on Wednesday afternoon. Meanwhile, reports say security operatives were sighted at the publisher's Desert Herald office at Ungwar Serki. The operatives who besieged Tukur Mamu's office in the morning were said to have kept their vehicles at a safe distance and did not attempt to force their way into the office. On a sad note, the Jigawa State Police Command has confirmed the death of a 7-month-old baby and 4 women in a canoe accident in Guri local government area of the state. Confirming the incident on Wednesday, Public Relations Officer in the state, DSP Lawan Shisu, said immediately they got information about the incident, local divers in the area were mobilized to rescue the passengers, adding that they have recovered the corpses. The PPRO said the corpses were taken to Adiani Health Facility and were certified dead by a medical doctor. Shisu said the victims were all residents of Adiani village, adding that an investigation into the case has commenced. Moving on to politics, African Democratic Congress has suspended Ibrahim Manzo, a former national vice chairman, Northeast, and 17 state chairman, for anti-party activities and utterances aimed at bringing the ADC to disrepute. This is contained in a statement jointly signed by the party's national chairman, Ralph Ngosu, and national secretary, Said Abdullahi, on Wednesday in Abuja. According to the statement, the activities of the suspended officials contravene Article 15 of the party's constitution, adding that a replacement for the suspended state chairman would be announced in due course. It said that the party also appointed Mani Ahmed, a presidential aspirant in 2015, as chairman of the party's board of trustees. The statement urged all ADC executives at the ward, local government and state levels to continue structuring the party at the grassroots ahead of campaign takeoff. 17 governorship candidates of the People's Democratic Party on Wednesday held a closed-door meeting with Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The agenda of the meeting was not made known to journalists, but sources privy to the meeting said the governorship candidates were in Port Harcourt to appeal to Wike to mend fences with the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Atiku and Wike are locked in a cold war over the circumstances surrounding the emergence of Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa as the former's running mate. Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagudu has approved the dissolution of Kebbi State Executive Council with effect from Wednesday, September 7, 2022. This was contained in a statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Babale Yauri. Yauri said the governor appreciated the individual contributions of each member of the dissolved cabinet and thanked them for their dedication to the development of the state during their respective tenures. While commending members of the dissolved council for their performance, Yauri said a reconstituted state executive council would be announced soon. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Story of Nasarawa automobile inventor. Do stay with us.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us, you're watching Trust News Update. Here's a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that 43 kidnapped Zamfara worshippers regained freedom at NSCDC arrest suspected terrorists. You also heard that baby, 4 women die in canoe accident in Jigawa. Moving to more stories, the Zamfara state government is to return 50,000 naira to each of the 1,318 pilgrims who performed this year's pilgrimage. A statement from the office of the Secretary to the State Government, Kabiru Balarabe, said Governor Bello Muhammad had directed the State Hajj Commission to ensure speedy compliance to the directive. It further said already the Commission has scheduled the payment to commence on Monday, September 12, 2022, at each of the 14 local government areas of the state. The affected pilgrims are therefore advised to go to the local government area where they will collect the refund. The statement said the gesture is part of the state government's relief measure to ease economic hardship being faced in the country. Goods worth millions of naira reportedly lost on a daily basis due to the deplorable condition of the Lambata to Bida Road in Niger State. Motorists and residents in towns and communities around the road, which connects the northern part of the country to the south, has been in a deplorable state for the past 10 years. The report.
The 124.8-kilometer Lambata-Lapai Agaye-Bida Road is one of the strategic federal roads in Nigeria. The road was said to be first constructed by the civilian regime of Alhaji Shehu Usman Shagari in the 1980s and rehabilitated by the General Sani Abacha-led federal government under the Petroleum Trust Fund Intervention Project. But in spite of being one of the strategic routes in the country, the road is yet to receive the desired attention from the federal government, which awarded contract for the construction of the Lambata-Lapai Agaye and Bida Road since 2018. President Muhammadu Buhari, during the commissioning of a warehouse in Barrow Port in 2018, also listed the road as one of the major federal road projects. But 7 years after, the state of the road has remained the same. Motorists, especially heavy-duty vehicles who ply the road regularly, have been trapped on the road due to gridlock occasioned by persistent rainfall that has worsened the already deteriorated condition of the road. It has been on another scale in the last 2 weeks as several goods, including agricultural produce, animals among others, have been lost while trading activities in the major markets in the towns that border the area and other parts of the country have also been affected. Residents of communities along the road said between 2018 and date, certain portions of the road were cut off, making traveling difficult for road users.
Because of the bad road, there are some other things where there are some trailers went fall down and they're blocking the road, and the road purposely for the bad road. Okay. Yeah, the road is not good. Okay. It's more than 8 years now when they are saying they have already given the contract for the people who want to go, they are going to repair it.
The gridlock also constitute health risks to the communities and towns around the road, as travelers and drivers trapped in the gridlock were said to have converted the roadside drainages and canals to defecation sites, which constituted serious health hazards. Some of the drivers who spoke with Trust TV said the only road which serves as an alternative to ply from the north to south has resulted in the loss of goods worth millions of naira as their vehicles fall on a regular basis. On September 3, 2021, heavy-duty vehicle drivers blocked the Lambata to Bida Road to protest over the deplorable condition of the road.
The automobile industry is packed with highly talented and dedicated individuals. They are literally changing the world before our eyes. This talented Nasarawa State Secondary School graduate is joining the league of these innovators as he designs and constructs an automobile despite financial constraints. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in this report as presented from our studio.
People are ambitious of achieving one endeavor or the other, especially the young ones. This young inventor, Abdulrahman Usman, was discovered in Kefi town of Nasarawa State constructing automobile making Nigeria proud in the automobile and technical space. The inventor, who left school due to insufficient funds, said he ventured into designing and manufacturing automobiles because he feels he has the talent and passion for technical work. He said although he did not have sufficient financial backing to support him go through schools to acquire more education, he is ready to make the country proud with support from government and organizations.
I need support to further my education and to make Nigeria proud.
However, this young lad's talent attracted the attention of many as he became the talking point where an indigenous organization took interest in him.
On this young prodigy, I decided to take it up with the executive vice chairman of the NASENI to come and see this talent and see the means through which this great innovative talent can be enhanced and harnessed for the progress and development of Nigeria.
The dream of Abdulrahman Usman of becoming an automobile designer of international repute is not far-fetched, as the Executive Vice Chairman, National Agency of Science and Engineering Infrastructures, Professor Muhammad Sani Haruna, was in Kefi to meet this young inventor.
He has shown passion and interest. A lot needs to be done. What we need to do is to give him exposure, this orientation, so that he will fall into the right place that can expose him into the real world. To us, this is virtual design. And I assure you, it's within our mandate to support talent like this. We will support him, expose him to practical equipment, and give him appropriate scholarship to what he can read to become someone that can be a true inventor of real devices.
Nigeria is blessed with a number of talented individuals whose talent, if properly harnessed, will go a long way in projecting the image of the country positively in the international communities. However, there is the need for available platform for these inventors to showcase their talent as Nigeria struggles to take its rightful space in the world of science.
Indigents of Erinle community in Oyin local government area of Kwara State have urged the state government to implement the 2018 Supreme Court judgment concerning the age-long Offa Erinle land dispute. Speaking with journalists in Ilorin, the people under the aegis of Erinle Progressive Union advised the state government to desist from its current attempt at recreating another boundary between Offa and Erinle to avert anarchy. The two neighboring communities in Kwara State had for years clashed over communal land matters, leading to loss of lives and property. The National Legal Advisor, Erinle Progressive Union, Amos Adewoye, said that the recent constitution of a committee of mediators for peace is an attempt to rewrite the Supreme Court's judgment. Adewoye, represented by Muhyiddin Bello, added that the state government, by its current action, is embarking on a path of anarchy.
To the illegal, condemnable, unacceptable, and highly provocative attempt by the Kwara State government to thwart the Supreme Court judgment on the Erinle community's boundary of a community, handed down on the 14th December 2018. You will recall that shortly after the delivery of that judgment, and subsequently, we have had to address you on the need for the Kwara State government to toe the path of civility by enforcing the same and putting all accusations to rest. Sadly, the state government has chosen to flagrantly embark on the path of anarchy by attempting, through the constitution of a kangaroo committee of mediators for peace between Erinle and Offa towns over land dispute, to rewrite the Supreme Court's judgment and impose its own whims and caprices, to establish an illegal and unconstitutional boundary between the two communities.
On the international scene, Albania Prime Minister Edi Rama has cut diplomatic ties with Iran and expelled the country's embassy staff over a significant cyber attack nearly 2 months ago that was allegedly carried out by Tehran on Albanian government websites. Rama said the government's decision was formally delivered to the Iranian embassy in Tirana in an official note on Wednesday. Rama said an investigation determined that the cyber attack was not carried out by individuals or independent groups, calling it a state aggression. All embassy staff, including diplomatic and security personnel, were ordered to leave Albania within 24 hours. And finally, in sports, Chelsea have sacked manager Thomas Tuchel after the team's disappointing start to the season, which continued with a defeat in their European opener. Tuchel has paid the ultimate price for the Blues' inconsistent starts to the campaign, with Tuesday's 1-0 loss to Dynamo Zagreb in the Champions League proving to be the final straw for the Stamford Bridge board. Chelsea have picked up 10 points from 5 games so far this season after spending the most of any club in the transfer market. Tuchel also won the Champions League in 2021 with the club subsequently winning the UEFA Super Cup and the Club World Cup. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Connect with us on all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.